Hi, how you doing? It's Jeff Sinker from SkypeGuitarLessonsOnline.com. Welcome to my new lesson. In this lesson, we're going to be looking at a new band called Grayscale and a song from their album Adornment called If I Ever See You Again. I was just going through YouTube just recently, just looking for some new music, and I heard this song and listened to the album. Just such a great songs on there, really kind of fun songs to play along with. So I thought, well, what I'll do, I'll put together this song and let you, my subscribers, and anybody new who finds it either video, learn how to play it. So what we're going to do, we're going to get the cameras in close, and I'm going to show you how to play If I Ever See You Again by Grayscale. So don't go away.
Preview.
Before we get the cameras in close and I start breaking the actual song down, what I just want to actually just let you know, the guitar is tuned down a half step. So we've got E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, B flat, and again E flat. So we tune down a half tone. Now the song starts off, opens up with this little picking pattern. Now let me just break that down. So we're going to start off with our first finger is on the 3rd fret on the B string, and we're going to play that 4 times. Then we're going to move up to 5th fret on the B string, and we're also going to hit the high E string at the same time, and then slide up to 7th fret on the B string. So we get this. Okay, that's the first part. Now he plays that twice. Now in the intro, that starts off by itself, just no backing there, just the guitar itself. So we played that twice, then the guitar behind the rhythm guitar kicks in. But we're going to play that riff 2 more times. So in total there's 4, but you've got 2 as the introduction and then 2 with the guitar. Then we move down to 2nd fret on the B string and we play this line. So we're playing on 2nd fret 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, moving up to 3 and 5 on the B. Then we move up to 8th fret on the B and we're going to play this line. So we go 8, 7 on the B, moving down to 7 on the G. We play that twice. And then we go back to that line and we play 2 of the initial. And that line keeps on playing continually through the verses in this song, while the rhythm guitar, and well, there's 2 actual guitars playing through, play through on the verses. Also, this gets played later on in the song, so whenever there's a back end of a verse, you'll hear that line played. And if you listen to the record, you'll be able to hear that. So that's the first guitar playing that line in the background, after initially being in the foreground when it does that initial riff. Now let's look at the rhythm guitar section. The rhythm guitar starts off on a D5 chord, which is played on the 5th fret on the A string. So we're playing 5 with the first finger, and then we're going to play 7, 7, 7 across on the on the D and the G string. Now initially on the opening section the guitar's a little bit cleaner, and I've got mine a little bit distorted at the moment, but it's a cleaner sound, so I'm just going to back off the volume a little bit, but he's just playing this through. Now we've got that D5, then what he does, he puts his 2nd finger on the B of the low E string, so we've got what's like it can be seen as a B minor chord shape, or you could see it as a D with a B in the bass, so it could be a slash chord. Depends whichever way you want to describe that. I personally see this as a D with a B in the bass, because they still got the sound of the D chord, but he uses that note there just to kind of move across. Then we go down to an F sharp power chord. So we're playing 2nd fret on the E string, and then we're playing 4 on the A and 4 on the D. Moves up 1 fret to the G, and then 2 frets up to an A5 chord. Now these are predominantly 5 chords. We're not going to play these as a major or a minor chord. What you're really hearing from that is just the sound of the 5 chord. So let me just play that through so you can hear how the verse section at the beginning goes. And then it goes back and repeats. Now it plays that through 3 times. Now after the 3rd time, what happens then is we get another guitar through playing exactly the same chord sequence but with a lot more drive. So we get this. And that plays through along with the other guitar that's just playing through then chords like initially we did. So we play that through the verses and into the chorus. Very much the same. It's just the vocal melody just changes slightly as he's singing through. Now, next what we'll look at is that there are 2 kind of breaks in this, but we've got at the end of the verse, we've got this initial break where he's changing to an E5 power chord. So we're up here on the 7th fret of the A string and just playing across 9 on the D and 9 on the G. And he's just playing these as downstrokes. And he does a whole bar of that. Then he goes down to a G and then up to an A. So the break would go like this. Then he goes back into the main chord sequence. And behind that, that's when you hear that line. Now with the intro that you heard me play through, what I was doing was different sections of the song, kind of condensed it through. So on the actual original song, if you do listen to the track, you will hear that he's going back to that main intro riff behind the chord progression. And that continues through. So you go into another verse sequence and then you go into a chorus sequence. Now, the next part that I wanted to show you was the one that I'd featured, which is ahead of the solo, and this line again is played a number of times towards the back end of the song. So let me just play this, let me just play it through and then we'll break it down. Very simple line, but you will hear that a number of times throughout the song. So what he's doing, he's playing across the E and the B string. And we're going to start off with 12th fret on the high E, taking off, and now what I do a double stop across the 10 on the B and E string. So I'm playing 12 to 10 on the E, down to 10 on the B. And then I move up my little finger and I pick up the 14th fret on the E string, and I go on 14 to 10, back to 10 on the B, and then 15 on the high E, to 10 on the E, back to 10 on the B, and then he just descends back down, so he's going across to 14, back to 10 again. and then he goes back up. So we just got that kind of movable, kind of almost like a pedal point exercise. That just plays through, and that comes in ahead of the main solo. So far we've covered the intro, we've got the rhythm guitar lines, we've got the first bridge, and we've got this little line that's played behind the main verses that we've got, which appear later. After about halfway through the song you start hearing that phrase. So now we're going to look at the solo. So let me just run through the first section. So to play that, we're going to start off on 11th fret on the D, to 12, to 14, crossing over to the G string, 11, 12, finishing up on 14. Then we're going to play 14 again. So we've got 2 more times on that, then down to 12, finishing on 11. So we get this. Then I switch my finger position, so now I've got my second finger on 14 on the A, and let me just show you this next line. So we play that on that 14, we play that 1. So we got 3 times in total. Then we cross over to the B, 12th fret, to 14 on the B, to 15, moving back to that 14 on the A. So let me just show you this line. So what we're doing there, we're doing a slide in. I typically just slide in from 14 to the 17 on the high E. Coming back to 14, and then second finger plays 15 on the B. First finger then crosses up to 14 on the G, and then we slide back in and repeat. And we're doing that 3 times. And then we go back to the 17 on the high E, and we have a whole tone bend. Let me just show you that final section. To play that, we've got 14 on the high E, 3 times, to 15, back to 14, and then we move across to 15 on the B, and it's a whole tone bend. Release back down to 15. And that is the complete solo. Right, there's just one more part that I just wanted to cover that wasn't on the opening section, was the little break just ahead of the guitar solo. So let me just play that through, and then we'll just quickly just go through the chords. So we start off with this G chord, G5, and goes back to a B, then down to the G5 again, to the A, and at that point, that's where the guitar solo was playing. So we've got a G5, to a B5, G, A, and then into your normal. And the guitar solo is playing through that. Well, we've covered all of the sections for the song. I hope you've enjoyed playing along with this. Listen to the video, and once you've gone through all the different sections, you'll be able to play along with that. If you've got a friend, get your friend to play the different parts. It really does set the song off, as you can see at the beginning, the way I've laid the song there. Well, that's me for this lesson. If you did enjoy it, don't forget, please subscribe. Just click the button down there and that takes you to the YouTube section where you can subscribe. That way you'll always be notified whenever there's a new video posted. Until the next time though, this is Jeff Sinker from SkypeGuitarLessonsOnline.com. Thanking you for your company, I really do appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing you again soon. So until then, goodbye.